Well, good evening, everyone. Oh my gosh, the second half of the year. Crazy, isn't it? Welcome to our Monday evening community call with Live Younger. We love having you here. We love being together as a community. And on our community calls, we love to give updates of what's going on in our Live Younger community and the LifeWave community. Sometimes we have a little training. On Mondays, we've started sharing some wonderful patching tips. And we have a special guest tonight that I'm excited to introduce in just a minute. So, Gregory and I are your hosts, and we're going to get jumped into the call right now. So, let me begin with talking a little bit about Sillergize. And just so everybody knows where this came from, David actually is, as we all know, any of us who have been around for a while know that David was always sharing the the supplementation that he thought would really enhance the benefits of the patches. And we know not everyone did it. We know not everyone is as well hydrated as they want to be to get the maximum benefit. And he created an easy way. So instead of opening up a whole bunch of bottles and things, David created Cellulargize. And we are starting to hear some amazing stories. I mean, the one on the Monday Morning Miracle Call today was incredible. This man who'd been using the patches for quite a while with a cardiac condition actually wasn't feeling the benefits with his heart at the level that they were expecting. As soon as he started Cellulargize, dramatic results. So we invite everybody that's utilizing the patches to also use Cellulargize. And that's why I brought on our special guest tonight to talk about it. I'm going to introduce Dr. Shauna Young. She's a naturopath. She actually recently moved. Guess where? We're so excited. She's here in Bozeman. All of her practice is mostly telemedicine, and she is a gift to the world. This woman is a very gifted, brilliant naturopath. Also has a PhD in nutrition. Really, I recommend her all the time because she can actually help people, get to the source of what's going on quicker than just about anyone I've ever met and get themselves on a healing journey. And when she saw Cellulargize, she was excited. So, Dr. Shauna, you want to put your camera on?
Here we are.
There
Hello.
she is. Hello. Oh, we're so glad to have you and really glad to have you close by. We got to have a barbecue together last night. That was fun.
Yeah, it is kind of nice being only 15 minutes away at this point.
I know.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I know that when you first heard about Sillergize, um, you got excited. What was your
Oh,
initial response to what it is? Because you are very different than just about every naturopath I've ever come across, which is a lot, who give you tons of things to take, and you're more of a minimalist. You want
oh,
people to use their food, but so why don't you share a little bit about why you love this so much and your initial response to it?
I'm an extreme minimalist. I mean,
I love that.
I want things to take to be as little as possible, to get the biggest bang. And, and also to the timing of this could not be better for me because, as you just said, I converted from 25 years in a brick and mortar practice now to being on telemedicine. And this streamlines my world because I don't have to look up a source of glycine and NIC and magnesium. And, this works straight into my minimalist protocols. The X39 in and of itself is a miracle, as I've said so many times. But the thing is, not everybody is as hydrated as they need to be. People aren't eating perfect diets. They aren't, they're not living these perfect existences. And so when you have something like this, it's one thing to create more stem cells, but then let's let your stem cells dance and sing and make happy noises, and it's because this just it like it advances and creates this change in people so much faster, because we're giving, this is not, when you look at this supplement, because I've created my own supplements, I've created many supplements, and this thing is brilliant because it's not a lot of things. It's not a ton of stuff. It's like enough to activate things. It's enough to, like, make a change, create a spark. You can't create the fire that you want of getting well unless you have the spark. And so when you're wearing the X39 and everything's changing and moving, and then you have this little bit of supplement that comes in, then it creates the acceleration that people are looking for. And as I said, it just streamlines everything we're trying to do. And it works completely into it doesn't surprise me. I mean, it seems like everything David Schmidt does is, right for me, but it works right into everything I'm trying to do. And as a matter of fact, I've even created a pre-populated cart just with the X39 and the Celergize. And when people come in as new patients on drshawnayoung.com, I'm like, get this, because I'm going to be telling you to do it anyway. So I
So
mean,
when a patient starts with you, they get an introductory letter, and there's some recommendations you make, and that's on the list. And
oh yeah,
that's a hint for everyone, because
yeah,
we're spending money every month, and sometimes people are supplementing, sometimes they're not. But this way, David's always talked about, most people are deficient in copper, and they're not eating enough liver, enough dark chocolate, or enough Brazil nuts,
right,
or whatever it
right,
is. And so this
yeah.
way, we will all have the consistent right amount. And we're going to have Connie come on a little bit and share a story. But you are recommending this for your patients, and have any of your patients started on it yet?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What
There's quite
what
a
are
few
they
people.
noticing?
Yeah. Well, for one thing, people are very grateful for the fact that they can just put a scoop of powder in water in the morning instead of having to like open this and do that and create all this. I cannot believe how many people they have these, kitchen counters and these cabinets that look like a GNC,
She's been to our house.
Yeah, well, I didn't name any names. Okay. But yeah. So anyway, but they all these people could, because we all want to feel better. I mean, that's the point, right? We all want to feel better. And that's where they get you on supplements. It's like, oh, if you take this, it's going to do everything except your hair, right? And so many people are so grateful that all they have to do is put on a patch, put a scoop of powder, call it and call it.
There
And it's a wonderful, it works great, but think of how much less expensive it is as well, than trying to get all these things and to figure out. I mean, how do you figure out supplements anyway? People go on Amazon or whatever, and they look around, and they look at a review and they have this and they that, and how do you even pick? And so this has already been picked for you, and it simplifies, it's less expensive, and it accelerates everything you're trying to do for yourself. And also, too, just as an aside, I have an MC1R gene, and the MC1R, you guys have heard me talk about this before. It gives you red hair and blue eyes and good bones and good immune systems and all that, but it makes things not work. Like I don't anesthetize. I can't take, things just don't work on me. And I can drink like 4 or 5 cups of espresso and go to bed, because caffeine does not affect me. And I'll tell you what affects me when I need an up is the Cellergize, because well, you can attest to that, because Robin was like, "Who stuffed you full of bluebirds?" When I like one of the first times I took the Cellergize, because I was just like, "Wee," and because it's so nice to have something that actually gives me that boost, that people get from other things.
Oh, we are so grateful for your wisdom. And if people are interested in learning more about Dr. Shauna, I'll put her link in the chat, and you can look at her beautiful website. And she's a master at mystery illnesses, those things that we can't figure out. And I will share with you, I've had a mystery of my body for most of my life. And I had a session with Dr. Shauna, and she discovered what it was, and now we're going to start working on it. So I am so grateful to have you in our lives, helping us, helping our family, helping our community. And I will put your contact information into the chat so people can reach out to you. If you want to get better fast, this is the woman to do it with. And we're so grateful. So thank you so much for being with us tonight and sharing your wisdom.
You
And
bet.
I guess Connie, you're next to share a great story.
Hello. I don't know if it's a great story. It was a surprising story. So, as you know, Shauna was talking about pantries that look like GNC. I am a supplement junkie. I've been a supplement junkie for 20 years. I'm always adding in the amount of supplements I take is astronomical. So there's no way that I thought this product was really I was gonna feel it. I didn't think anything was gonna happen. But what I did is I started putting it into my morning routine, and it was very, very noticeable. The days that I use it, I'll start out, I'll take it to the gym. When I work out, I'll be drinking it. Sometimes I'll stretch it out through a good portion of the day. I don't get it all down at one time. I'm still doing some of my other supplements too. But there's a very noticeable difference in the amount of energy I have, the sustained energy I have from using that product. And she just hit on all the major points. And one of those is for most people, this is all you're going to need. If you're not like me and you're just like, I just need what I need, this is all you're going to need. And if you order it in threes, it's $49.95 for a month's supply. There are very few one product, one component supplements out there that you can buy for that price, let alone having the whole thing you need done just like you need it for $49.95. So order it in threes. I think that's the secret, and add it in. And so for myself, what I've noticed is, I get these big. Somebody gave me the idea one time when I'm traveling of getting bead boxes and all my supplements go in there because a pill box would not hold my supplements. So I had to have them in bead boxes. And now each week as I'm using this product, I'm going, you know what? I'm finishing something up. You know what? I don't think I need that anymore. You know what? I don't need this anymore. And slowly but surely, I'm tapering it down to where it's a reasonable amount of supplements instead of handfuls and handfuls of supplements. And when they do release the nighttime, it's going to significantly take them down even more. So it's simple, it's effective. I know that David wants us to use it in the water. It is a no-brainer with our X2O to add the minerals in. It's just going to be a no-brainer. But I would also say that if you are somebody who struggles with putting in just water, either dilute it more or throw it in a protein shake because it's super, super yummy in a vanilla protein shake. Just saying.
And we're going to have fun getting recipes with Celergize. Thank you so
Right.
much. And
You're
it's interesting what you said because I shared some with a friend of mine locally, and she said she got energy for 3 days. It was amazing. It was amazing. So this is an incredible time in LifeWave land with so much going on. So we're going to talk about several of those things tonight. But Gregory, why don't you take over the next part?
Well, I actually wanted to talk about Solargize because this is the topic of the hour. And this morning's call had wonderful testimonials. And I know Lavelle was saying he doesn't drink coffee anymore. And it certainly energizes. And I know David has said that, a lot of people are starting to take one scoop in the morning, one scoop in early afternoon, and just powering through their day. But the fact, I think it's going to be probably the best-selling pack, and at some point, maybe they'll have a package deal where you can buy an X39 and a Celergize and put it on auto ship. Maybe we could call that the stem cell pack. No, probably not.
No.
But we do know that one of the primary driving forces for David to develop this is because there's so many ingredients in Celergize that are scientifically, clinically proven to help with stem cell activity, so we can more boldly talk about stem cell activity when we're talking about X39 in conjunction with Celergize. So to be further explored, but I just got to bet that that becomes the best-selling duo, that we have as a company.
I think when we go to corporate tomorrow or Wednesday, we should make a suggestion. What do you think?
We should, suggest that.
Yes, I think so because people want it. And if they can get that special price with one jar in a combo, How great. And I just want to let everyone know, we know currently that Celergize is not available to go into the kits. It will be in the near future. There's
Mhm.
so many IT programming things going on with 2.0 and, and X2O and so much going on with the company, but we do know that it will be coming and available to go in a kit very soon.
But as Connie said, the way to buy it now, it's 69, 59, 49 if you buy three. It's only 69 if you buy one, 59 if you buy two. Who's not going to buy three at a time and buy it once every 3 months? Or maybe you're a family and like us, we'll go through two jars a month because Robin and I both use 2 scoops a day.
And we've had several people in the chat saying that they crave it. And Connie said it really beautifully. It's going to simplify our lives, and who doesn't want that? And it's so much more cost effective than all those bottles of pills and things. So we are thrilled to simplify. And as Shauna said too, clean off our kitchen counter a bit and emphasize
We
it.
might be able to do that.
We might be able to do that.
We're
So
kind of like you, Connie. We have our own apothecary on the counter and a shoebox when we travel.
yeah, it's a
Right.
little crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shauna, any final words you want to say before we move on?
I had everything turned off. Sorry about
Okay.
No, that's
that.
okay. Before we move on from Celergize, any other final things?
I just think that what Connie just said about the fact that this is all that most people are going to need is very effective because,
Mhm.
um, I think that uh, we just came through a bad time in the world where we had trouble even getting products. We have even sometimes things just get cut off. And you don't even know. So you don't want to be so dependent on supplements that you don't feel good if you're not taking them. And
Mhm.
so I think that between the X39 and then now the Celergize, you're not going to have to worry about that because as long as you're eating well and you're hydrated and you're taking these few things as humanly possible, I think you're better off. My whole process is for us to be closer to cavemen because if cavemen weren't right about something, then we wouldn't be here. Our bones would be popping up in the La Brea tar pits, with the T Rexes, we wouldn't be here. So I think that there's a lot to be said about lifestyle, eating, exercise, breathing, water, and those kinds of things, but taking just these minimal amount of things. And I think that's really, really important because a lot of people, they tell me, oh, I'm nauseous all the time. And it's because they're taking too many supplements. So, the first thing I do, I actually did a video a long time ago where I said, oh, you want to feel better in the morning? Stop taking this. And I was like flinging supplements, in the video because you can't, if you take too much stuff, you don't feel well. So this is making a very large step towards waking up and feeling good and then having that feeling last. So
Nice.
I think
Yeah.
it's a really important step towards that.
And
Uh,
I get lucky because
one,
Gregory delivers mine to me in the morning. I'm so thrilled. And it's when you put the powder in the water, you
Oh,
barely have to stir it. It dissolves so easily and
oh
it's
my gosh. No shaky
delicious.
cup. No,
Yes,
no.
I know. You don't even need a blender or you just shake it around a little bit or stir for a second and it's dissolved. So it's brilliant. So
Rob,
Gregory,
one question for you just to verify. Lydia mentioned in the chat you can combine Celergize with 2 sleeves of the other patches and get the $49 price. I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that either.
No.
Okay,
Oh, that's very
that's
cool.
awesome. That's
And on David's on the let's see, I heard in a Thursday training that we just need to add omega-3s and B complex. Then we got a complete package. So that's not a lot to add. It's very, very complete. Wonderful. Thank you for reminding us, Penny.
No
Okay,
minimal.
Gregory's going to jump into the newsletter that everyone should have gotten. If you're not getting it, liveyoungernewsletter.com and put
Mhm.
your email in and you will get it.
Yeah. So we still have 2 current promotions. We have a brand new one that just came out and it goes for 2 weeks. So it started last week and you can get a free Eon with your 39 and 49. And that certainly, appeared to be very successful because we had a significant bump in volume last week. Love it when that happens. And it's a great deal. If you're getting a free, you know, a free X
Ian.
Eon. There you go. And the other promotion is still going on through the end of July. If you sign up 3 or more PC or PC Plus members, you get a $50 bonus. So I just want to remind everybody of that. And Robin and I wanted to invite you. We still have a few seats available. We're hitting the road tomorrow at 6 a.m. We're driving down. It's a beautiful drive. We have a stop in Idaho Falls on our way. So we're leaving early, but we'll be there for a Wednesday and Thursday Welcome Center tours to host you and or your guests or prospects at 11 a.m. on Wednesday and at 1 p.m. on Thursday. And if you'd like to come, we still have a few seats. We have like 2 seats available on Wednesday and 4 or 5 still available on Thursday. So if you're interested, get with your upline director because the directors have access to a secret registration form that they can get you and or your guests invited there. So we look forward to seeing some of you and some of your guests and prospects on Wednesday and Thursday in Draper, Utah.
Great. We're excited to get on the road tomorrow.
Okay, so the compensation plan training is ongoing, and last Thursday,
Oh my
uh,
God. That
oh
was
my
amazing.
gosh, Dr. Velvet, Barbara Larrabee, and Cam A. Jennings did a fabulous training. I don't know why my picture's there because all I did is introduce them and I just shut up. They did a fabulous training, and Liz has actually translated that into. There's a PowerPoint that's actually translated into Spanish. We had some requests for a Spanish version of it. And I didn't realize this, but if you go into this closed caption, I can't click on it here, but if you click on closed caption, you can actually select Spanish and the video will have Spanish closed captions. Okay, so if you have Spanish partners in the US or in Mexico, they can get the PDF now translated into Spanish and they can see the captions in Spanish. So it was a fabulous training. I highly recommend everybody watch that. This was targeted, we're going to be focusing a lot towards how to get new brand partners started and sharing and educating them on the basics they need to know to start making money. They don't need to know all 9 ways to earn, okay? They just need to know the ones that are most accessible and most important on their first 30, 60, 90 days in LifeWave. And that was a big focus of the whole compensation program and evaluation and enhancement is to juice up the front end of the plan. So I think that the ladies did fabulous last Thursday. If you weren't able to dial in live, it's available for listening. You can go to liveyounger.com. You can click here and get the downloads, or you can click right here, and I think it takes you right to the replay.
Great. And I do want to share that in the future, this plan, in the past, we have not been able to say, you do this, you get that. And now we can. So down the road, we're going to be offering ways. Let's say you want to make an extra $200 a month. You want to make an extra $500 a month. You want to make an extra whatever a month. We'll be breaking that down and helping people understand that you do this, you get that. And we are thrilled about that.
Good. So let's move on. Oh, and we did include week 3. Week 3, they're suggesting that people study the retail profit portion, the customer bonus profit of the portion. And if you click here, this is, I think this is live. It'll take you to the education tab in your back office that has all of the comp plan videos. Okay.
And just so everybody knows, it's scheduled for every Thursday for 8 weeks for us to get an email from corporate with more educational updates on 2.0. So
So this was
watch your emails.
Mhm.
And yeah, this was number
3.
3 that we got last Thursday. So just know that every week for 8 weeks, they're going to be doing that. And they've done a brilliant job of educating us. And again, I talked to someone today and they said there are people spend hours and hours and hours trying to figure out the comp plan. Not necessary, everyone. Not necessary. We'll help you figure out where you are. And then you want to look at where's the next step and what's it going to take to get there. Like Gregory says, you don't need to know all 9 ways to get paid in the beginning. You just want to know what you need to focus on. And if we all continue to focus on the daily action plan, the income producing activities, guess what? The comp plan works.
So we've talked a lot about the Saturday, July 26th mini boot camp. Robin, I haven't heard from Dr. Stacy if or how many seats are left, but I'm sure as
Not
we get,
many.
yeah, I think it's limited to 1,500. It's at 1,500 Masters Boulevard, and I think only 1,500 people will fit in there. So you definitely want to be there if you can. Robin and I and Connie and Barry and many others are going to be there. So we look forward to seeing some of you there.
And before you jump on to what's next, I invite everyone to listen and watch and pay attention to the LifeWave North American Business Builders Facebook group. Every Monday, there's an update from one of our sales managers from the East, from the Midwest, from the West, and from the US and Canada, giving the updates for what's going on for the week. And if you watched Geraldo today, he talked about a new brand partner training that's starting on Wednesday. When I get the specifics on that, I will make sure I post it in the Facebook group. But do know that's a great thing to bring your new brand partners to. And Gregory and I are going to be meeting with Janine because they are really working on their training now. And we are so thrilled about that. So we're going to be working with them, and things are just getting better and better and better and better. And so pay attention to the emails, go to that Facebook group. And Geraldo said there's 108 days till conference, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But as soon as they sneak out a little bit of the entertainment, the tickets will be gone. There's not that many left. So this is the time to do that. Okay.
Okay. So good. So I've got an exciting announcement for everyone. An enhancement to the Live Younger personal website. We have just launched over the weekend the modified page 1, which here it is. I hope you like it. It's a patented wearable light technology, the power of the patch. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents and a simple patch, X39, which repairs and regenerates just like when you were younger. And why 10 years of stem cell research? Because the problem is, and we talk about the declining stem cells, then we talk about the breakthrough in wellness, and then meet our genius founder and inventor, David Schmidt. This is the short 1 minute, I think it's 1 or 2 minute overview about David Schmidt that, it was a missing piece in our story. And let's face it, without David, there would be no LifeWave. So it's really brilliantly done. The rest of the website remains the same. The rest of page 1, except we've added patents. You can click here and go right to the X39 patent. Okay. Let's see if I can get back to where I was. And you can click here and science and research, and it takes you to patents and science page for those that want a little more, excuse me, information. The Start Now button right now, I'm sorry to say, it takes you back to page 1. It's in process. It's hard to launch a change of this magnitude without a couple of hiccups. So there are a few hiccups here that within the next 24 to 48 hours we'll have solved. But when you scroll all the way to the bottom and you go to the Start Now button, and all that's the same as it was, click here to get started. It does take you to page 2 if you have your self-replicated site. So we're getting that fixed. So I appreciate any feedback you have, but we're very excited to finally have this change ready for you. It's been a couple of months in the works. You know, a website is never done. It's constant, never-ending improvement. So I hope you like it and enjoy it. And so this is the same whether you have the personalized version or the non-personalized version. Non-personalized version won't have your name on top, and it won't have a click through to go to page 2. But so that's available for everyone. So back to, I think that pretty much wraps it up, except for
Gotta talk about tomorrow night.
yeah, tomorrow night's a big night. Couple of our favorites. We have so many favorites. You're all our favorites, but Michelle Niels and Dr. Kathy Wong are going to be working with me on the Power of the Patch presentation. I'll be doing it live from Draper, Utah. They'll be doing it from their hometown. And so we look forward to you participating. And this is really for guests. You know, this call is for guests, just like the Sunday evening call is for guests. You know, we used to have the adage in the old days where we used to build our business in homes and in hotels. Now we build it more on Zooms. Never miss a meeting, never go alone. Well, now the adage should be never miss a Zoom, never go alone. Bring a guest. So I'll let you wrap it up, Robin. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Well, just that we're in the right place at the right time. Why don't you scroll down a little bit further? I want to highlight the changes you made on the quick links because they're really important ones.
Oh, you know what? Somebody brought up something. I want to go back to page 2 and show page 2 because we did talk about that. That on page 2, we've now added option 1, start as a brand partner. And if you scroll down, option 2, start as a preferred customer. If you have a self-replicated site, this will automatically go to your pre-populated cart in your LifeWave website for package 1, package 2, package 3. Based on our discussion tonight, probably won't be long before we have a package 4, which would be the stem cell pack, the X39 and Celergize. And that's just my name for it. So
Yes. Okay. Well,
go ahead, Robin.
this is, you know, they say real estate's location, 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 and businesses timing, timing, timing. And we are certainly in the right place at the right time with the right company. And things just keep getting better and better and better. And, you know, Gregory and I have been around for almost 7 years, and we have seen tremendous change and improvements. And the corporate staff, I mean, being in Switzerland, there's several of the corporate executives that were there with us, and we're talking world class, and everything they're doing is they've bumped it up big time. And I'm really experiencing a beautiful esprit de corps that they have with the corporate staff all over the world. And in, you know, in the Draper office, we're fortunate we get to be there. But X2O is going to be here before we know it. It's a few weeks away. A lot of the elite or the top 30 people in the US are getting their units now. We'll keep you posted as we get ours up and running very, very soon. So we'll be back on Thursday night, and we'll probably get to share more later. But please, please, this is an opportunity that is truly a once in a lifetime. And people need what we have, you know, for the future of their health and the future of their lifestyle. And also for this amazing community. And we want to thank each and every one of you for all the love and caring that you have for so many people, because that's what makes the difference. So keep sharing your stories. Put your Celergize stories up on the Facebook group. You just say, I crave it. I love it. You know, this is what I'm noticing. I'm not, you know, people are saying I'm not using much caffeine anymore. I mean, how exciting is this? So share the great news and share the light. That's what we're here to do. Thank you, everyone, so much.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Good night. Mwah. Bye.